I try things even when I'm completely petrified and completely insecure about whether I can do it. But I just keep on trying.
First, she fainted at church at age 7. Then she had to learn to take charge. Small and brave, Sonia Sotomayor started giving herself daily shots. She has not stopped.
Tell us how illness made you stronger.
I have juvenile diabetes, and I was diagnosed at 7.5 years old. I suspect, and I think I know, that any child who has a chronic disease of any kind learns 2 things from that disease. Discipline, because you have to become disciplined in taking care of yourself in order to survive, and creativity.
Raised in a Puerto Rican family in the Bronx with the help of a devoted grandmother, she taught herself how to sterilize needles for her own insulin injections to keep from relying on feuding parents with marital problems.
My mom and dad had their challenges. My dad, as I describe in my book, was an alcoholic, and his drinking created a great deal of friction in our home. He and my mom argued a lot. My grandmother was my haven of safety, and so I loved going to see her. I knew that my grandmother couldn't give me a shot, and if I wanted to stay with her, I needed to do it myself.
Her father died when she was 9.
I watched my mother for a year be deeply, deeply depressed, and I was actually very worried about losing her too. And when she finally came out of her depression, I was relieved. And that started a new road in our lives.
A road that led Sonia Sotomayor to becoming a great student.
She gave me something very, very important. She taught me the value of education. For my mother, education came before everything else in her and our lives. She scrimped and saved to send us to Catholic school, my brother and I, because it was better than the local public schools in the poor neighborhood I was growing up in. She saved to buy an Encyclopedia Britannica for us. We were the only kids in the projects that had books that were so rich with information. I remember sitting and opening up a book. Almost every week I would take a book and explore it.
How did you learn to study?
I asked. That's actually the most important ingredient for success. When you don't know something, ask someone who does how to do it.
She asked one of the smartest students in her 5th grade class.
And she told me what she did, that she read whatever our assignment was, and then she took a pen or a pencil and underlined the important parts of it.
Have you always been curious?
Yes. You have to be interested in what you don't know. I think that the most interesting people are those that are curious about the world around them.
You say there is one most important question. What is it?
Why? Every time I have a legal question, I ask, what's my purpose? The why am I doing this? Once I've identified the purpose, I then ask myself, so how do I do it? And once I've asked, how do I do it? The third question is there a better way to do it?
And now Justice Sotomayor is inspiring others by making history. Her best-selling memoir is highly acclaimed as candid and compelling. She is the first Hispanic justice to serve on the Supreme Court. What is it like for her to wear that mantle?
I don't wear it. You represent the law as a justice. Your obligation is to interpret it according to the precedents that we've established regarding the issues that come before us. That doesn't permit you to wear a mantle for others. What it feels like, however, for me, is very gratifying to know that there are a group of people, Hispanics, who otherwise felt alienated from the court, from any connection to it as a government institution, who now look at my presence there as an inspiration for themselves and their children. And if that's a mantle, that's a nice mantle to wear.